Shalom. First things first, we give all praise to Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shai, Barakathu Yahweh, Barakathu Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone that feed us with knowledge and understanding. Much love to you brothers that are staying strong and keeping in this thing with faith and honesty. Lord willing, we be home soon and we get out of this madness that we've been put in. Alright, this is, of course, you guys have been hearing about this gay marriage, this sodomy mindset that America's been put in, because the Most High has put that here. He's given them enough rope to hang themselves with. So it's going to be justified when the Most High rains fire on this place. Because you see that Sodom and Gomorrah was an example. We're going to get into that. I'm going to play this video, play a couple of these videos, and try to get into this as best as I can to the best of my ability. And let's play this, and then we'll go into the scripts.
Oh, okay, as you can see, it's in a large one here. Here you go. Okay, so we've got it. It is written by Justice Kennedy as we expected. I believe that is the case, yes. He is joined by Justice Ginsburg, Breyer, Sotomayor, and Kagan. That suggests to us that this is going to be upholding the rights of same-sex marriage. This is what it says. The 14th Amendment requires a state to license a marriage between two people of the same sex and to recognize a marriage between two people of the same sex when their marriage was lawfully licensed and performed out of state. There were two questions in this case. The court has run the board in favor of those who do favor same-sex marriage, not only saying there is a constitutional right to same-sex marriage, but saying that if you're married in one state that does recognize it and another one that doesn't currently, it's got to be recognized everywhere. This is the best case scenario for supporters of same-sex marriage, again, written by Justice Kennedy. It appears that on this case, the Chief Justice did not go with him as he did yesterday, what we saw. The Chief Justice Roberts filed a dissenting opinion in which Scalia and Thomas have joined him.
This is the book of let's get this. This is Isaiah. This is the book of Isaiah. This place is done, man. It's done. This is the book of Isaiah 3 and verse 9. It says, the show, in that word right there, means the look of their faces. And you see them. Okay? You see them. You see all these sodomites.
Scalia filed his own dissenting opinion, which Thomas joined. Thomas also filed his own dissenting opinion, which Scalia joined. Alito filed a dissenting opinion. So we have the block of 5 justices. Opinion in which
it says, Isaiah 3 and 9, it says, the show of their countenance doth witness against them, and they declare their sin as Sodom. They hide it not. Woe unto their souls, and that word woe is destruction. For they have rewarded evil unto themselves. So you see the look of their countenance, the Most High is saying that they have rewarded evil unto themselves. Now he's got a green light to dust this place. It's been green lighted. It's already been green lighted. It's already been going down. Since you set your nest in the stars, the Most High, Yahweh Shem Shai, has been getting at you, man. He's been taking you down piece by piece. He set the worm upon you. The worm's been eating your infrastructure. It's been eating your bridges, your roadways, your aquifers. Okay, that's why you have a D- rating. So the Most High has already been acting, but now it's going to get even more turned up. With the Jade Helm, everything is coming to a head, man. We're seeing the prophecies of Yahweh Shem Shai come to pass. And let's keep reading and read that again. It says, the show of their countenance does witness against them. They declare their sin as Sodom, they hide it not. Woe unto their souls, they hide it not. They want to put it out into the open, make it public. What's marriage? Marriage is a public symbol of a relationship between two man and woman. Man and woman. Okay? It's to know that they're joined together. Now they want to put it out there and make it public. So they hide it not, man.
Scalia and Thomas have joined him. In addition, Scalia filed his own dissenting opinion, which Thomas joined. Thomas also filed his own dissenting opinion, which Scalia joined. Alito filed a dissenting opinion. So we have the block of 5 justices. Kennedy goes with the left wing of the branch. Ginsburg, Breyer, Sotomayor, and Kagan. Upholding and finding same-sex marriage is a constitutional right. It is going to be across the board in all 50 states. And again, dissenting opinions written by each of the 4 justices who find themselves in the minority. And again, the bottom line, the 14th Amendment does require states to recognize same-sex marriages performed out of state. Same-sex marriage, since same-sex couples may now exercise the fundamental right to marry in every state, this is now all 50 states, there's no lawful basis for any state to refuse to recognize a lawful same-sex marriage performed in another state on the ground of its same-sex character.
They didn't make it lawful. They didn't know. They're not the ones to make it lawful. How they're gonna redefine the lawful act? They're not the Most High, man. That's why they say they sit in the seat of God, showing themselves to be God. You see that? That's Esau, man. Man, you're done. Now you understand why the Most High is finna burn you up after your 1,000 years of slavery, man. After your 1,000 years of hardcore labor, which is gonna be beautiful, man. You're gonna get whips on your backs. You're gonna be buried in pits. You're going to be raped, robbed, and murdered. You're going to be ravished. You're going to get that cup, man. We're going to put that cup to your mouth and make you choke on it, man. Choke on that cup. The cup we drank slavery. We drank destruction for the sins that we did. You think you're going to escape, man? You think you people are going to escape, man? Come on now. This is the book of Psalms 10 and 4. It makes you mad, man. It should infuriate you, man. This is the book of Psalms 10 and 4. It says, the wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after the Most High. The Most High is not at all in the stocks. They ain't thinking about God. They ain't thinking about the Most High. They're not even considering his laws. That they're going against it. They're being adverse, man. They want to sit there and have a pride about it. Because what do they call it? Gay pride. And what's the one thing the Most High hates is a prideful look, man. Pride is one thing that you do not want to have, man. It is a sin unto yourself. That's why the Most High has mingled that. Oh, I got the verse. Got the verse. This is the book of Isaiah. This is the book of Isaiah 19 and verse 14. It says, the Lord has mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err. Every work thereof as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. And what's that vomit? Is the defiled, nasty things that America is pushing, man. It says, neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail of brush or the rush may do. And that's coming up with this financial crisis, man. That's getting ready to take place.
We know that there are a number of states that only recognize traditional marriage. According to the Supreme Court, that is now over. In all 50 states, same-sex couples can now, as of today, in this lengthy opinion, June 26, 2015, gay marriage is now legal across the United States because of this 5-4 opinion.
For the wrath of God is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men who hold the truth in unrighteousness, because that which may be known of God is manifest in them, for God hath showed it unto them. For the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and godliness, so that they are without excuse. Because that when they knew God, they glorified him not as God, neither were thankful, but became vain in their imaginations, and their foolish heart was darkened. Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools, and changed the glory of the uncorruptible God into an image made like to corruptible man, and to birds, and four-footed beasts, and creeping things. Wherefore God also gave them up to uncleanness through the lusts of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves, who changed the truth of God into a lie, and worshipped and served the creature more than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. For this cause God gave them up unto vile affections, for even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature. And likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burned in their lust one toward another. Men with men, working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves that recompense of their error which was meet. And even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge, God gave them over to a reprobate mind to do those things which are not convenient, being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, whisperers, backbiters, haters of God, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things, disobedient to parents, without understanding, covenant breakers, without natural affection, implacable, unmerciful, who, knowing the judgment of God.
Alright. Let's jump into the next story. That's why the elders have been telling us, you know, Jakes are delivering your children unto Esau, man. You letting them pass through that fire of Molech, man. Like it says, your firstborn belongs unto the Lord, man. Okay? That's why it says the firstborn of Israel, they were making them pass through the fire and sacrificing them unto idols, okay? That's exactly what we're doing by sending our kids to these establishments, man. Because now they're going on every point to try to demoralize the whole fabric of this place, which is already done. But let's play this and you see they're trying to get at the kids too.
Public schools in Fairfax County, Virginia are preparing to include gender identity in its curriculum for grades 7 through 12. The family life education lessons will include teachings on heterosexual, homosexual, bisexual, and transgender identity. Andrea Lafferty of Traditional Values Coalition joins us from our Washington Bureau to talk more about this controversial subject. Andrea, thanks for joining us.
It's great to be with you. Thank you.
First of all, tell us about this curriculum and the motivation behind it.
Well, it's interesting. The school board voted earlier in May to add gender identity. It's not a part of the state law. It's not a part of the state school board instruction, but they've decided to add it against the will of many of the parents. And so now what we're dealing with is a vote on the family life education. Now, while we're talking specifically about Fairfax, I think it's important for people to understand this is happening across the country. So I may talk about Virginia, but listen carefully for your own community.
Wow. Well, how will this curriculum impact the students?
Well, it's very interesting. Right now, what will happen is, starting in kindergarten, they'll talk to them about same-sex or gay marriage. And the parents will not be able to opt out. One of the big issues is, in Virginia, parents can opt their children out of certain parts of the, quote, family life education. And so now what they're doing is they're trying to move parts of it from FLE, family life education, to health, which means the parents cannot opt their children out. And so we've been poring over the regulations and the information to see exactly what's happening. But we are very, very concerned that they are doing it here in Fairfax County and perhaps other places without the parents' knowledge or consent. In 8th grade, they will be discussing, let me just say, Bill Clinton's activity along with oral and anal. In 8th grade, and most people, and they've lowered it from 9th grade, or teaching 4th graders about the word incest. How far does that go?
What is the difference between sexual orientation and sexual and gender identity?
The difference between sexual orientation and gender identity is sexual orientation is who you have sex with and how you have sex.
This place is through, man. This is Isaiah 13 and 19. It says, in Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldeans' excellency shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. It shall never be inhabited there, Salakia. It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherd make their fold there. Okay, so that means this place ain't even going to be a pass-through. Because you know how the so-called Arabs, they can pass through a desert and just, camp somewhere and move on. That's not even going to happen here. The Most High is going to make this a place of doleful creatures and desert creatures, man, and evil, wicked spirits. This place is going to be example, man. This is why it's the Most High is letting it happen. He's letting it happen so he can raise up his name, man. Only reason he gave Esau the blessing, the weapons, the land, and allowed him to take us down, allowed him to destroy us, man. It's to prove a point. It's to show us something, man. We seeing it. This is how a place is not supposed to be ran. It's getting more degenerate and more degenerate, man. Now let's go on to Sodom and Gomorrah.
That were destroyed by fire and brimstone so long ago.
Now this is a documentary by Jonathan Gray, okay? And I mean, it's a full, Lord willing, I'll post a link and you brothers can watch it and just, you know, grab some information out of it if you feel the spirit jumps on you. Or just any kind of stuff where you want to learn about Sodom and Gomorrah, this guy goes in.
These cities are in ancient legend and in scripture a lesson to people of future generations. They were evil cities. In fact, there are old stories, old Jewish books which talk about strangers coming through this area and wanting to lodge overnight, and the people would go as far as kidnapping them by closing the gates, chaining them to the city square, and then slowly starving them to death for the amusement of the citizens.
You see that? So Sodom and Gomorrah was this wicked. It had the same. It would enslave men, and it would starve them to death. Just to that. Now you see why the angels, when they came to Lot, the city wanted to grab them up. The city was used to doing that. It wasn't. The angels, of course, were beautiful. But in the same sense, they were used to doing that. They were used to grabbing up strangers and just starving them to death. What do you have here? You have the same type of mentality, man. You have the same type of spirit that was in Sodom as in here, man. Let me get a script. This is the book of Isaiah 29 and verse 10. This is Isaiah 29 and verse 10. We'll start at verse 10. It says, "Stray yourselves and wonder, cry ye out and cry." This is verse 9. This is Isaiah 29 and verse 9. "Stay yourselves and wonder, cry ye out and cry. They are drunken, but not with wine. They stagger, but not with strong drink. For the Lord hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and has closed your eyes, and the prophets and your rulers and your seers have he covered. And the vision of all is become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed, which men deliver to one that is learnt, saying, Read this, I pray thee. And he saith, I cannot, for it is sealed." When you look at, you see the mindset that is in America. There's no understanding. There's no kind of understanding of the Most High's words, man. That's why, in a sense, they're doing. The Most High's already mingled that spirit in there. But they have no how you say understanding of what the Most High is about to do. If they did, they would not be legalizing it in 50 states. They would steer away from it. Okay, and then this 13. It says, "Wherefore the Lord saith, For as much as this people draw near to me with their mouths and with their lips do honor me, but have removed their hearts far from me, and their fear towards me is taught by the precepts of men." See that? So now we can tie this into Esau. They're taught by the precepts of men that are not teaching them right. All these other establishments, they might be speaking somewhat against it, but they're not wholly speaking against it. You have this Catholic clergy madness that's going to be co-signing with this, man. Next verse says, "Therefore, behold, I will proceed to do a marvelous work among this people, even a marvelous work and a wonder. For the wisdom of their wise men shall perish, and the understanding of their prudent men shall be hid. Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord, and their works are in dark. And they say, Who seeth us, and who knoweth us?" Verse 16. "Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. For shall the work say unto him that made it, He made me not? Or shall the thing framed say to him that framed it, He had no understanding?" So the turning of what? Things upside down, of old gay marriage, that thing is, the Most High is getting ready to act.
They were also hotbeds of sexual perversion. And so they were destroyed by the Creator. Balls of fire came out of the sky, and these cities were turned totally to ash.
Go to the next one. Now that's a perfect point to segue in. You know, now we're going to go into the next part and show you another documentary.
The geological evidence supports the possibility of Sodom and Gomorrah actually being destroyed.
Absolutely, yeah. It's very likely.
So it's not just possible, it's likely.
It's very likely.
Still, an earthquake alone isn't enough. To fully corroborate the tale of Sodom and Gomorrah's destruction, I need more than a seismic event. I need fire and brimstone. And I know just the man for the job. I'm rejoining Rami Huri at the eastern edge of the Dead Sea, on the Lisan Peninsula. We're fewer than 10 miles from the ruins of Babydra, and 20 miles from Safi, thought to be ancient Zoar. Rami has told me of an intriguing idea. If he's right, he'll be drawing a direct line from the Genesis story to where we're now standing on the Dead Sea Plain.
Yeah, everything that's mentioned in the Bible, in the story of Sodom and Gomorrah, in terms of natural resources and geology and terrain, is still here. Hasn't changed very much.
Rami explains that one of the Bible's supernatural resources, brimstone, exists here in its natural state.
What do you think that is?
I don't know. It's a chalk?
That's almost pure sulfur.
Sulfur?
Pure sulfur. Very high quality.
Tastes like sulfur. And it's throughout the walls here.
It's throughout, not just throughout the walls, it's throughout this whole area. The whole area is full of this stuff. Hey, let's get a couple more of these babies.
Okay.
And I'll show you what happens to it.
That's a nice one. Did pretty well. Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure what Rami hopes to show me with this pile of sulfur, but he better make it quick. It's getting dark out here.
Pick it up. Let me show you. You know what happens to sulfur when you light it? Well, it lights. Catches fire.
Oh. Okay. Okay, that smells.
Yeah, they'll put it down. That's burning sulfur, otherwise known as brimstone.
And another thing I seen too in the documentary, how the Most High had somewhat mercy, because a lot of those people that try to escape in Sodom, they were pretty much gassed, because sulfur produces a highly, because you see he put it down, that the fumes from it alone, if enough sulfur's there, it's worse than breathing in smoke. It's like a gas, man. It'll pass you out. You can't barely breathe in it. So the Most High suffocated those people in that city and then burnt them. Suffocated them because you pass out after so long of that of not breathing in clean air. So them people in that city, they suffocated and then burnt to death. Huh.
And my whole life I didn't know what brimstone was.
Well, brimstone just means burning stone in sort of medieval English.
References to fire and brimstone are found throughout the Bible. In fact, they're the preferred instruments of divine retribution. And Rami explains brimstone was used as a fuel throughout the Dead Sea Plain for thousands of years. But no physical evidence has ever been found that burning brimstone once fell from the sky.
So it's another part of the Bible which is remarkably found in the landscape here.
Yeah, based on human reality.
Huh. Then does that lend credibility to the idea of Sodom and Gomorrah actually happening?
Well, it certainly makes it credible to the people in this region because they would remember something about a destruction of the city that may have happened possibly through a natural phenomenon or possibly through the intervention of God.
So when they talk about fire and brimstone, this is what they're talking about. Would you like that coming down on you?
Sodom and Gomorrah. Could the biblical story of their sudden destruction possibly be true? In Israel and Jordan, I saw evidence of repeated earthquakes.
into these scripts, and then we're going to end out. I think that's the scene.
From the sky.
So it's another part of the Bible which is
right there. And then let me read these. This is the book of Isaiah 47 in verse 5. It says, "Sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called the lady of kingdoms. I was wroth with my people, I have polluted my inheritance, and given them into thine hands." And that's when we went to slavery. We went into the destruction. The Most High cast us away, as in Jeremiah 17. Okay? And it says, "I was wroth with my people." And who's his people? Israel, Yasharala, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. It says, "I was wroth with my people, I have polluted mine inheritance." And that word polluted is profane. It says, "Mine inheritance, and given them into thine hands. Thou didst show them no mercy unto the ancient, that hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke. And thou saidst, I shall be a lady forever, so thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the latter end of it." And that's going into, you didn't consider the things that happened to Sodom and Gomorrah is going to happen to you if you keep on. And it says, let's jump to verse 10, or verse 9 is good. It says, "But these two things shall come upon thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children, widowhood, they shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thy sorceries, and for the great abundance of thy enchantments. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, None seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it has perverted thee. And thou hast said in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me. Therefore evil shall come upon thee, and thou shalt not know from whence it riseth. And mischief shall fall upon thee, and thou shalt not be able to put it off. And desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, and thou shalt not know. Stand now," and that's it on that. Okay, so now something's getting ready to happen. There's more verses brothers can go into. For the sake of time, I just touched these and these videos to show you brothers, man. Alright, we're at that time. So all praise to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, Barakathu Yahweh, Barakathu Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Much love to you brothers, man. Stay faithful. The elect brethren, stay faithful, because we're at almost home. You can taste it, smell it, and damn near see it, man. Shalom.